Welcome back, YouTube. MTG Joe here. We're continuing with another live one. 2 lives on a Sunday. Had some time today, so thought we'd test out some more decks. So we did earlier, we tried out a bunch of different decks. We tried Quint, we tried some Vampires Brews, just decks weren't really sticking with me. So I thought we'd do another wave of testing. We've kind of wrapped it up with a red-green Wizards list. So kind of a hybrid between the Atarka version, the mono-red version. So this is where we kind of settled. We're 2-0 with this one. But I thought we'd kind of jump in, try out a couple different decks. And what we'll do is we'll play them until we lose and then just kind of cycle through them. If we still feel they're promising, we'll keep them in. But I just want to get a rep with a bunch of different decks, see if anything jumps out. From a playability standpoint, one thing to note, I need to consider which deck I'm going to play for next week based on if I can play it on my iPhone. That's right, folks. I'm going to be in a car and I need to play on this tiny little phone. So I can't play something with like 1,000 tokens. I tried playing mono green. There's too many clicks involved. So that's all considerations that we need to do when we're playing these games out. So we're going to start off today. We're going to scissor. That's right, folks. We are going to scissor. We are going to Ensoul Artifacts, aka the scissor deck. So what we're trying to do here is we're playing a red-blue artifact themed deck. By the way, this format is Explore Best of 3 for the qualifier. Forgot to mention that, but we are going to play this deck. So what we're trying to do is use things that create cheap artifacts, things like Spyglass Siren, Voldaren Epicure, Case of the Flitched Falcon, all ways to generate artifacts. And then what you do is you throw on the Ensoul artifact and you get a big 5/5 out of it. You have a Darksteel Citadel as well that you can make an indestructible 5/5, which is pretty sweet. The case also then once gets solved, if you have 3 or more artifacts, you can sacrifice the case to make a 4/4 or plus 4/4 counters on an artifact. It becomes a 0/0 bird. So you just get a large creature that way. You have Smuggler's Copter, draws discards, Gleaming Gear Drake, 2 mana 1/1, enters battlefield, investigate. So it adds 2 artifacts, which could solve the case on its own with the artifact you get from it. Whenever you sacrifice an artifact, you put a 1/1 counter on the Gleaming Drake. And then we have Shrapnel Blast as removal, Spell Pierce for disruption. Inti gives all your big creatures trample, also helps kind of give some card advantage. The card I gave in and I crafted, damn big score, taking all my mythics. Legion Excruder, so this is kind of the artifact Bone Crusher Giant. Enters the battlefield, 2 damage to any target, and then for 2 mana you can sacrifice another artifact and you create a 3/3 colorless golem. So late game, you turn your blood tokens, your clue tokens, whatever it is, into 3/3s, which is pretty nice. And we also have access to Shrapnel Blast, so we can sacrifice an artifact as an additional cost, and we get to deal 5 damage to any target. So burn to the face, or can deal with a Vein Ripper, stuff like that. And then lastly, we have Cryptic Coat, just a kind of way to get some card advantage, bounce it, return to hand. So in the grindier matchups, it's a reasonable threat there. Nothing too special with the mana base, just like the Dark Steels. Notably, no creature lands in this deck, but we'll see how that kind of plays out. In terms of the sideboard, what do we have access to, folks? Well, we have 3 Fiery Impulse, cheap removal. We have Rending Volley, some more cheap removal. Magebane Lizard, full set for that Phoenix matchup, control matchup, stuff like that. Mystical Dispute as counter spells, and then the Crone War as a way to steal big Vein Rippers, big creatures, stuff of that nature. You can also do with the Cronin War, where when the last chapter goes off, you can tap all the creatures to Smuggler's Copter so they deal damage to themselves and die. So we're going to give this one a go. The important thing is the record at the end of the day is going to be whatever. I'm testing. I want to see if things are going to work or not. There's also been like weird matchups, like non-meta decks at times, so it's all about the vibes. All about the vibes. If I'm having fun playing, because the most important thing, if you're not having fun playing a deck, don't play it. So can I play it on an iPhone, and am I having fun? Thus far, like, I know Phoenix is strong, I know Vampires is strong, it's very boring to me to play those decks. I don't like playing mirror matches. Alright, good start, no lands. Alright, we'll keep this. This hand looks good. I think we're putting back a land in this case. Swifty. So a couple options here. Voldaren and just make a big creature. I can kill this now. I think we're just about saving some life points here. Okay, so different type. Usually don't see Bomat with Rimrock as well, so. Typically cards you don't see played in conjuncture with each other. There's a line here, so I could decide if I want to just go Voldaren here. Hold up the Spell Pierce. I think we're gonna do that. Okay, so this is Embercleave Red. Again, a deck you don't normally see much anymore. Can I have a land? Land. Yeah, buddy. So they're going to be kind of enticed to Embercleave here. So they shouldn't have a way to kill this unless they're playing... Hey, Andres. Rimjob Knight. Probably got to be worth it. So I can Inti Spyglass Siren. Problem is if the last card's Embercleave, it's pretty bad for us. Question is, can I race them at this point? No! It would have been nice. I can block on Rim Knight. Hopefully it's just activate the den. And this isn't the version of Mono Red. Yeah, it's pretty bad into the format right now. Interesting decision. I think we just do this. Can we do better than this, the Drake? 5. Probably need to block here. We need to find Shrapnel Blast. It's fine. That's actually kind of annoying. Okay, so block Annex. Block, block. So that's 5, 8. So 8, I think we're fine. So that's 7, 10, 12. Put the counters here. Pierce is not going to work. Let's see how they block. That's 7. Just short. Not enough damage. Kidding me? 1 off. One off. Bring the Fiery Impulse and probably call it. Could trim on Copter here. Trim on a Spell Pierce. They're definitely Embercleave, so that's something we need to be mindful of. This is kind of like what I'm getting a little frustrated with testing. It's like, that's not a deck you're going to run into. Can we keep a hand without having a mulligan? It solves the case on its own, which I like. Impulse is a nice follow-up. So I'm going to do this. Solve the case. Now we can use the case if needed. We have access to Inti. We do need to find a land. No blocks. Both of these. Okay, so they missed land. Trying to find a land here. They just didn't find land. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when you're playing against some of these decks, we got to be mindful. Like, what we're running into. So I could take the Crone War. Isn't terrible. So the problems with Magebane, like, it hurts us more. I guess Spell Pierce are fine. Like, as a 2 of. We gotta just stop drawing them so early. God, how many lions are in this deck? Hand's good. Hand's good, keep. $22. So this is probably going to just be a turn 2, make a 5/5, hold down the fort for a bit. I mean, if they have Embercleave, they get us. I don't think we can play as though they don't have... Okay, so they don't have the cleave this turn. I can hold up Spell Pierce next turn. I can make another 5/5. But it's just so much damage. So block here, block here, block here. Show me Ember Cleave. No cleave. That's a fine exchange for us. They get a couple 1/1s, but if we draw land... Another Spell Pierce. Oh my god. It's just these like random cards. They're just going, no, 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 no. Oh my god. So we have to block here. The fact that they got 2 is big for them, and now they're going to have the castle. We have Impulse. That is quite frustrating. Just trying like... Yeah, we're just dead. Alright, not a good showing. Not a good showing. That's not a deck that we see a lot of, but not where we want to start. I think we give it one more go to see if we could play against a real deck. But like a lot of those cards are not playable. That village one, whatever it is, like you're gonna just lose to vamps and stuff. But we'll keep at it. We'll see how it goes. And this is like like we had good hands. We also mulliganed every time, which could play into it. Yorion the Sky Nomad. This control. Interested to see how the control matchup goes. I mean, they're going to have access to temporary lockdown, which is going to be bad. Come on. You have an 80 card deck. And this is what we draw, folks. I can't hit a blue source in my deck with tons of blue source. They have an 80 card deck and hit everything they need. With Yorion, I don't know how many. Let's just bring in one volley. Like, we're just getting rickrolled every chance we get. Take out the torches. Trim on the Insouls, I think. And trim on Legion. Let's try the... Like, there's no logical. My god. We can't keep a damn hand with this deck. And this is like part of what I don't love about this deck is you don't have access to things like pick your poison, which is normally good in this matchup. Jesus. Just waiting to see if they lock down. On curve. Oh, they didn't have it. Shrapnel Blast is a nice one. I think we're just going to pass the turn here. They're going to do that. We'll do this. Might have been right to play this out. We'll see. I could loot, but it gives me one less artifact. I want to hit the land. Force them to act here. This takes him off Wandering Emperor. Mystical Dispute. So we could turn up Mystical Dispute and counter one of their spells next turn. Is kind of cool. Get rid of Case. Get rid of Case. It's annoying. I could bounce this to hand. So we want to try to draw a land here. They have another counter. They have another counter. This. Getting trolled. I can't even attack now because of this stupid thing. Yeah, I don't think we can. I don't like this deck. You're way too soft to temporary lockdown. Not even no fun, it's just you want to churn through your deck with this, but holding up counter spells is pretty tough. And like the games, see what they do here. Okay, we have Dispute. Try to counter them next turn. I'm doing this just to tap them off mana so I can get in some damage. This has got one of the higher win rates, like, in the format. Because, like, I'm out of artifacts. We've already used the Mage Bane. The Legion Extruder, they just gain a life here. At this point, they're just going to stabilize. Yeah, whatever. Not about this deck. Not about this deck. When your entire deck just gets housed. Check out this Rakdos Goblins deck. Let's do Wizards first. Alright. Like, so can we beat Vein Ripper? Guess we have Blot Out for it. Way too much Graveyard Hate in here. Should not be playing Trash Master. Should be playing Blot Out. Another copy. And then Rending Volley. Yeah, it feels like you're kind of all in. When the deck go like, if you could turn to Ensoul, but the deck has no ability to play from behind, which I don't like. And we didn't have any sort of card advantage engine. So we're just relying on our top deck. And I don't want to be reliant on our top deck. We got a bunch of discard and stuff, which I like. We got Obs, we got the Blot Outs, we have some Rending Volleys against Phoenix. We have two Graveyard Hate pieces. I guess the question is, what do we want as our last slot? We can go... So we can't play Ferocidon in our deck because we make a lot of tokens. Against Amalia, we have Fatal Pushes, we have Rending Volleys. We can play all that. Let's see, like... Maybe just Mage Bane? Play like one Hearse, and then... I don't even think I want the Hearse. I'd rather just play Mage Bane. We'll run it like this. Give this a shot. Oops. So what we're trying to do with this one, folks, Goblins, Gabagoos. So you just spam the board with Goblins. You can start sacking them the Ruvenwald, like with Ruvenwald out. Then you get to play cards off the top of your library. There's a combo here with the combination of getting back Goblin Chain Whirler from your graveyard with Call the Death Dweller, you give it Death Touch, deals 1 damage to everything, and then the board wipes. So that's a nice little kind of combination game there. Sulphur Springs, Haunted Ridge. I don't think we need... So if I don't, otherwise I only have 12 blacks. And there's a lot of black cards post. We can't do the fast line, we got that. Okay. Let's run it like this. Let's give this a shot. Just gonna go ahead and probably delete that one after. So, important things to test. Like, we're gonna see which ones we like, which ones we don't. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna play Amalia. It's another deck where I just... People are gunning for it. The mirrors are atrocious. And it's just kind of boring. Might not. You haven't... We haven't been able to keep like a single... I'm gonna hope we draw land. If not, I can just turn 2 Fable. It's probably Phoenix. Okay, well, already for mobile, I gotta click through it every time, so priority. Don't spell pierce me. Okay, so turn 2, Fable the Mirror Breaker is pretty sick. So an interesting line here. I think we're gonna set up... We'll see what they do here. Okay, so they have the Edict there. Notably, they can't counter, which is nice. So we'll just take that. This deck probably plays either the Deadly Cover-Up or Meat Hook Massacre or both. So that's another thing we need to consider. Okay, so they take out my Den. They leave us Cavern. This could be Fatal Push. Okay, so you need to be mindful here. I need the red mana to activate. Okay, so they're mono removal, that deck. If we draw an untapped land, I can bring back 2 things. Narset comes out. Gonna Thoughtseize me? Okay. I think we are gonna poke this. We don't really draw cards. Our stuff's through exile. I guess with another Reflection, they can kind of get us that way. Okay, so they main board negate. Looks like dig through time. Deadly Cover-Up. See what they get out here. They could get called the Death Dweller. They could get Fable. Looks like they're getting out my Fables. Since I don't have Fables, I don't draw cards. I'm going to take this turn to get in the damage because we're not guaranteed another turn. Okay, so it's the Valky deck. Probably should have. This might bait out removal. Oh, didn't think we were going to use a Fatal Push this game. Let's play cards from the top. They need to find another deadly cover up here. Little annoying because they can see that the Snoop's on top. But they're down to like one card here each time. So they can field. Fine. But they're close to dead on board. Chain Whirler lethal. Digging for that Fatal Push. Got him. Got him! So pretty resilient there. This matchup, they have the Jace Valky combo. So we're going to want our Thought Seizes in, our Mage Bane, and our Obnixilis. They do have Deadly Cover Up. I think that the Call of the Death Dweller could come out. 5 cuts. Let's get rid of Fatal Push. So they could bring in Chromehost Seed Shark, but I think we largely just ignore it. They have things like Phantom Interference. I don't really care about that. We could try Blot Out against the Valky, but I feel like if they Valky, they just beat us. And I'd rather have threats. Just like disrupt their hand and kind of go from there. This might also force them to board into Graveyard Hate, thinking we care about the graveyard, and then just kind of go from there. We haven't been able to keep like a single non-mulligan hand. Give me a 1-drop. Give me a 1-drop. 1-drop. I'll probably lead on Battle Cry here. This forces them to use removal, not counterspell. Well, normally I throw out the Mage Bane. It's not bad. If I could Obnixilis here, it'd be nice. Okay, so we do have Squee. That could set up a ritual. This is not a fatal pushable target, and I get to just sack the token after. Worse, obviously, into like Meat Hook Massacre, but then I get to drop Fable. Okay, that's perfectly fine with me. Try to do this right. Cast with Casualty. And then just beat him that way. Alright. God, I miss Obnixilus. That was sweet. That was sweet. I wonder if we want, like, Smuggler's Copter. Plays it, but no, that gets locked down. Gabagoos! Keepable hand. Okay, so this is the Karuga combo. So one thing we can do in this matchup is I can Fatal Push my Scamp to break the combo up. So that's something we're going to want to try. Okay, Leyline Binding. We found a lot of removal here. We found a lot of action. We played this deck earlier. It's when it goes off, but it's somewhat inconsistent. Opponents had a very good draw. Removal spell, find something against an aggressive deck. It's generally where you want to be. And we've had a fairly anemic start. My god. Love when they draw everything. Cursed. Yeah, that's whatever. We could have bet just the Quint, but they just had the full combo. So Thought Seizes, Blotouts, Obnix. Take out the Fatal Pushes. Take out Death Dwellers. Honestly, it's a race. The Blotouts just help break up the combo. Other than that, it's a very polarized matchup. Like, do they draw their timely removal? Nyxus could be good. They usually don't have plays on one. Gonna get Squee going. It's multiple bodies, and then I can get Obnixis going as well. I just want to maximize the amount of pressure I'm putting on them. And this is just up, up. Just down first. Yeah, it's just up, up. We can either attack them for lands or stuff. Okay, so 2 combo pieces in hand. We do need to be mindful because they could Tanuki or do the combo. Land would have been nice. But I think we just do this and then hold up blot out. Yeah. So it just basically lets him instant speed. Kind of annoying still, but it might just go to 1 here. Don't. That's annoying. If they have Carnosaur, they still win because I could only deal with it once. Again, that's twice. If they have Quint, both games we win if they have Quint. They had the thing. Give me 1 sec. Coffee. We'll give this one more. This format is just a collection of polarized decks. Like we're trying to play games where like thinking out lines matter, but all right. Scamp aggro. Let's go. Few lands, but Jangantha is usually a creature deck, so want to deal with that. Mono red. That's an easy trade. If I played the black line, then I could have held up, go for the throat. Okay, so they're missing lines. So it's a good sign. They got a dig there. It did hit the land. Light up with Swifty. Could Fable, I could Squee. Squee's not bad. Gets it going. They target Squee. That gets me a little... This gets me going sooner. I can discard the Squee, but... I think let's just go wide. It also gives me blockers. I'd really like a 2-drop here, I think, just to hit the Swiss Spear. Okay, let's Slick Shot back. We most likely have to hold. Do we? The Slick Shot does a big chunk. They can have like a bunch of burn. I could hold back. I don't think we can Fable here. Plot, because if they have Rage, it's just a huge amount of damage. They have the trample, pushes through a lot. I think we just pass. I'm open to a lot more damage. To land. Could really use a fatal push here. It's a second. Let's see what they do here. It's 9. Doesn't do it. Not quite. Because the problem is... Okay, so I just need him to have like a creature or like a tap land. Ah, they just had the Rage, so it doesn't even matter. So if we Fabled that turn, we would have died. Just play removal. Squeeze not that great. Neither is Fable. I mean, we draw a second 2-drop there that we could block. It might work. But we made a line to go Squee. I still think that's probably the correct line. Sounds better on the play or on the draw, I think. So we're kind of priced. This does turn off Wizard's Lightning, which is nice. We do need a land. I would really like a land deck. Can you be nice to me and give me a land? It ain't working. It ain't working for us, folks. We gotta go shields down. They can pump through a big amount of damage, but can't do much here. They're very good at drawing multiple slick shots in their opener. Qualifier. Last one's gonna be Wizard's Lightning. Factor on 3 as well. Swear when we play that deck, never draw that hot. Alright. Too clunky. Too clunky. Back to burn. Our Gruul version. Format's driving me crazy. Like, earlier all we were playing against like rakdos piles. God. Serious? Twenty lines should be enough. Just need to operate on like 2. We've mulliganed so much today. Invoke. My God. Why does their deck refuse to give us any lands? Please. Opponent can go fairly wide here. Problem is I can't even activate this without a land. Do they have the God draw? They do. And then the next card's going to be Gleeful Demolition. Oh my God, a land! We did it! Okay, so if they go Imidane's Recruiter, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're not dead. So I can do all the spells. Yeah, we have just not drawn well. We needed that. Needed that to be able to push through the damage. That's actually better for us. I just gotta find ways to cheese through some damage, to be honest. If we hit a land, it's lethal. Can I have a land, please? Can I have a land? Literally lands lethal. 10 cards, 2 lands. We can't beat another case. We could have plotted. Maybe that was the line. But I think just getting the damage in is important. This game. This game. This game. This game. Land. Land does it. I don't think playing another creature out does it there. The fact they had the exact amount of creatures to kill me off the Imadanes. Thinking the first one's important in this matchup because play draw probably has a huge impact. This is fine. I'm actually tempted to just get Questing Druid going early. I mean, this is the first time in like 4 games that we haven't had to mull. So good start, I guess. The bar is like so low for us. We'll plot here. Because if they just go Torch next turn, I can hold up the Monstrous Rage. Then we set up like Druid, Slick Shot. through some damage. If they have another torch, they have another torch. This also lets me play around case, because if they go creature, try to case, I could Wizard's Lightning one of their creatures. Got a lot of pain lands. Would you like to see? Case. Knight Errant. That's fine. Depending on what we hit, we could kill them next turn. Letting them make their decision first. Four, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Well, folks, here are all those lands. All those lands that we were missing. I think we're just pushing damage here. We wouldn't have had enough there, because the Gitu wouldn't have been able to attack through enough damage. I have blockers available if needed. They have case, they have to take out one thing, but the case might mean that they attack a little weird. So then my monstrous rage. So yeah, we weren't going to beat the case. See if they push in an attack. So they block. Think I have him dead? So this only gives 3. Should be enough. Yeah, we got him. We got him. We got them. I think we're just running it back. I don't think we want the protection. The rending volleys are fine. So we need to get that first one. Just because being on the play now is going to be hard. Especially because they get to bring more interaction. Game 1, they only have the case, which they found. Gotta gum up the board, and then just hope for big slick shot turns. Okay, I think we need to try a 21st land. This is happening too often. Honestly, fuck this game. 1-liner into 7-liner. It's this upcoming weekend. So the next Saturday that comes up. I got the nuts off. They have the convoke too. What are our decisions even matter? This is like ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna give it one more and then we're gonna try a 21st land. That's the thing. Like, if we're losing, that last game didn't matter. Like, we multi 5 on the draw. Like, there's something to be said, like, if we're getting inconsistency with our draws, but it's from lands. It's not from, like, actual spells, per se. I think we're gonna put this back. And our play is Swift Spear, Slick Shot, Plot, potentially. We're just not getting any reprieve. They're opting to not with the Swiss Spear. So we try to bait, then we do the Slick Shot. This shows that we have Slick Shot, so they may not want. Cat Oven. First time we're playing Sack. Interested to see how that one plays. Hmm. I think we're just doing this, pushing as much damage as possible. Might have been right to slow roll one more turn. But if they just go Devil here, I think it's fine. If they have the claim, it's a bit annoying. Yeah, they're main boarding Blot out. Bit annoying. Like, I don't want to take 6 damage against this deck because they're going to hit us for a lot. They're going to gain life. The one of Croxa. Show me Questing Druid. Show me something with haste. These all get picked off by Devil, but if we get to the part where Devil comes, it's going to happen. I have a Monstrous Rage. And I have... So they can't activate the Hive. I haven't seen a cat yet, which is good. We just got to keep them like low enough where burn matters. They're at a virtual 9, so keep that in mind as we play out this turn. So that'd be 5, 7. They go to 9. You have to do that. The Kroxa, like, basically bought them 2 turns, because we could have played Giganta there. So Fable can make a token and gain them life. So it's bad because they could block here. I guess they have to sack. They're getting close. Can I have a spell? That's annoying. We're gonna, like, get stuck here by 1. When you could Fable into Fable, this is gonna be a cat watch. I guess that's Kroxa they can get back. Or just dead. Too much from the oven. Because they can just sack and gain the life. Literally last turn. Why couldn't we have drawn this last turn? This doesn't matter. So Gitu's pretty bad here. Just because it gets stuck on the ground. I guess we're kind of priced into playing it though. Like we could just try to get Forge going. Forge also gets just beat by Devil Loops, but I don't think we have an out to Devil Loops. Like there's kind of no turn difference it made. They had every sequential part. I think we do this. Kumano into it. Looks like they have the Fatal Push. And you're not going to do much if they have Fatal Push on 1 with this hand. You can't really play around it. But I don't think these decks play Meathook Massacre anymore. They could because they're not on the companion. This is where it's going to become a little problematic with the double oven. So whichever one they block here, we Monstrous Rage. So we have trample damage going through. So I'm priced into holding this up in case they have Mayhem Devil. Do they do the stupid thing and pull it back? So I could kill this now. But I think we just wait. They could have another creature and it does the loop. So I can do this to the face. We're just doing this. They could get the food. It's fine if they want. I think we need to play around Devil, though. Hey. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Assuming they block here. 11, 12. So we're one off. So we just gotta kind of I mean, so they're playing this kind of bad. You shouldn't do this, especially with etchings out. I can exile this, but the way they're playing, they might have the Meathook Massacre, which I would then lose. Hit the cat. Should have hit the cat. Can I have a rage? Just go Devil. I just gotta push damage. Game's gone disastrous. Oh, I gotta do this. They're gonna untap. They're gonna just win otherwise. I think they still can survive just through eating a food token. I assume they have like a fatal push. We're definitely putting another line. This has been way too many games. There's like a notion of like, yeah, you could function on two, but we weren't able to really multi-spell. They have the push. Jesus Christ. It's twice. Twice they were at one. Twice they were at one. Blood Tithe comes in. They can sack that to gain the life. Like, we're just repeatedly losing things, like, to the stupidest things. The thing, like, I was worried about. I was playing too scared of the devil. It was probably the right move, just because it was going to keep gaining life. Another ruins. Okay, 21 lions. This format's just been. I'm so over it. Yeah, that deck's really sweet. So fortunate, like. Um. That's pretty sweet. I think. Mono on one, Swiss Spear on two. Phoenix. It just feels like I'm gonna get blown out. We hit a land. Let's just be patient. Okay, this is Creativity Gearhawk. Like a volcanic sprite. That sets it up. They can't. I guess that gives me 2 bodies still. Because now they need 2 removal spells. It also messes up that they can't cycle. So we don't know if they're on the Atraxa version or the combo version. See what they got? They could have like Otawara, but they need an answer here. Shark Typhoon doesn't do it. The Deuce doesn't do it. Could be Gear Hulk. So I don't know what angle they're at right now, but we do know cases. Mageborn. More than likely, they're Gear Hulk creativity. So I think we take it with that knowledge. The Rages are a little too susceptible. I think we're going to trim on a defense just because we have... I don't want cards that are situational. And I think because we have the case... Might be play with fire, like just trim along the edges. Actually, it's just easier to cast if we don't have creatures. Like, it's not just me, right, chat? Like, what you're seeing is kind of crazy. It's a slow start. You know what? I probably want removal in this matchup. Like, better removal. They're on Fable. I probably do want Pick Your Poison. They might just have the combo here. So if that's the case, then I just want to overload on removal. The problem is we didn't see game 1 if they're on Indomitable, if they're on Transmog. So I don't think they're on Gear Hulk because they don't have anything to play for value there. We usually would see Magma Opus, so it might have been the call to just preemptively board in. They could have a second removal spell here. Spell Pierce. It's pretty brutal. Really don't have any gas now. Okay, both of those are nice. Both of those real nice. You know what? I tapped wrong. I needed to keep a blossoming defense. So we got auto tapped. That's the combo. So this has largely been phased out. But again, it's important to see what we're playing against. That's the case. Pick your poison actually doesn't do anything. Forge is actually too slow. Because like they just win. And they'll usually have, maybe we still play a pick. Just run it like that. We might go to creativity. Like, I gotta keep... So we take a chance, we hit a land. So I'm doing this. I could have played another thing, but because we didn't have the spell, I don't want to play into like Anger of the Gods. So we can just die next turn. Beseju's sick. So with Beseju, I can target one of their things. So the question is, do I just force here? Probably. We're in bad if they have removal, but I can't play around it. We're just not seeing anything. Deuce. Okay, please be Xenagos. No. Okay, that works. Finally! Beseiju lethal. Beseiju lethal. Okay. We're on the board. Alright, I'm just gonna run to the washroom, and then we're gonna try a brew, I think, because this one, we're not getting the best results today with this deck. So give me a sec. This is the deck that we are playing. I'm gonna run to the washroom real quick. Yellow folks. So we've been playing a couple different decks. Things just haven't been going our way today. There was a deck that someone on Twitter, they modeled it off one of our best of one decks from Standard of all things. So Scotty Fisher, the Abuela combo. So MTG does, let's see if I can just get an import. We're just gonna try something else because like everything we've been trying thus far hasn't been working. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Not of cards. Steps ahead. We're definitely not crafting Grand Abolisher. Might be too cute. Yeah. And keep grinding with mono green. The problem is like I've been looking everywhere for like just a deck that kind of suits. The only other one that I was thinking that maybe so let me find my deck. There was one that I was thinking like the Invoke mono black deck. So we did well with this last time in the metagame challenge. Export. Imported act. So let's see what changes we need to make. So we probably want more edicts. We have Liliana's main. We have creatures. We have that. We have the fatal pushes. Play a second edict. Let's run it like that. We have the Sunken Citadel kind of land package with all the utility lands, 3 Shieldred. What we might want is Kalidas. And try that. Honestly, we probably don't even want Cling. Just move Duress into the main. And then play another Duress on the side. And blot out. Just kind of like that. Against mono green, we have stuff. We have Path to Peril. We have blotouts. But what we probably want is instead. But we do have Bitter Triumphs. Yeah. We have Edicts and Bitter Triumphs. Let's try this one out. Alright. I'm just going insane from playing this Wizards deck. We're just beating our heads against the wall. Okay, come on, deck. Like, 25 lines. I can understand a 20 line deck, but like, I am actually going insane. Deep. Put back a gifted. 1, 2, 3 curve. Phoenix, likely. I mean, Invoke's good against, like, it deals with Preacher and Lily, which is nice. Oh my god, go. Pre-combat main phase can't sleight a hand. I mean, if we could end Phoenixes, it'd be nice. I don't have a removal spell just yet. Let's bait out here. So they don't Lightning Axe now. We basically made it so their mana wasn't used. They do need to hit a land here. But I could follow it up with a Lily Edict, which I like that line. We could also Preacher. Okay, so they just forgot to put the Phoenix in the yard. Cool. So they did all that and just didn't. So obviously Preacher's dead now. Assume my Preacher's dead. Oh my god, go! Do I discard my Phoenix, which I want in my graveyard? Wow, they did it. They figured it out. Probably should have played Preacher there. We're still okay doing this. We'll see. Like, I should have played this last turn, so I'm kind of compounding. If they just get one bird back, it's fine. Honestly, even if they get two. If Treasure Cruise and Torch the Tower. They play one Jawari, one Brazen, one Spell Pierce. So notably, they don't have the damage. Little Treasure Cruise here. We have Ashiok and Goblins and Hearse. So lots of ways to attack this matchup. Don't think Lily's where we want to be in this matchup. Okay. A lot of cards drawn. know they could get the Phoenix back, but it basically forces them to start the cycle again. And if anything, it distracts them and they attack the Liliana. That's fine. Invoke's really nice here. Kalidas is nice. Sheoldred's nice. Like, we got a lot of cards. Just need to see them. Picklock into Picklock. How many cards in their deck? 25. Helps them dig into actual removal. Like this Torch to the Tower's not really doing anything. So we have access to Preacher. They can go Torch the Tower here, but I think we just gotta be aggressive. Because we're getting close to the part where, like, Invoke could potentially just kill them. So they have Impulse. They did still have Lightning Axe left in their deck. They have one more copy. So Lightning Axe can do it on Preacher. They hit Treasure Cruise. I guess Double Impulse also works. Come on, Invoke Despair. So we definitely go Kalidas first. Because this will eat the last of the removal spells. If they keep it on top, I was gonna say, depending. I guess we could have done Sheoldred because it forces them. But this kind of, or like, there's also the way with Sheoldred, if we hit another land, I just draw a card and gain some life. Because if they don't find the axe, then Kalidas takes over. So that's the last answer there. Just gonna thin out their deck here. I guess they could have Brazen Borrower. Fatal Push is nice. Because if they Borrower here, then I can Fatal Push. Yeah, they had one left, and they were basically down to like a small amount of cards with a lot of card selection. In retrospect, they wouldn't have been able to draw it, but they probably would have found it. Take some damage. Sleight of hand's annoying. Oh my god, are you gonna let me do my thing? Them drawing is actually a negative here. So that's actually pretty good. So they have to block here, but now they just can't really play the spells needed. And then I have access to a card draw here. So we get this as well. Got him. Got him! I don't think we want the Meat Hook Massacre. Like, regardless in this deck, I don't think we want it. I think I'd rather move the Bankbuster main and then play a second Extinction event in the side. Cletus is fine, Lily's bad, Trespasser's fine. Probably don't want the Bitter Triumphs. Don't want the Edicts. I think we do it like this. Maybe on the play, take out an Invoke and just play the extra Thoughtseize. I do like having the life gain element of it. Seems good. This is fine. Shred their hand, use Trespasser to eat away at Phoenixes. Theoretically draw a land. Extinction event if we need to catch up. That's a great one if they play Shredder. No Treasure Cruise. They also kept one land. Good sign, good sign. Ooh, this one's interesting. Hmm. I'm gonna take a chance here. I think that might have been wrong. Thanks, Anders. Could have been wrong. Because we refill them now. Hmm. Because this gets around... Like, they can Brazen Borrow this back. I would love another land. This might be 26 on lands that we need. That's a good one. I think we're doing this. I know they can bounce it back. Okay, so they're just Jawaring. That's fine. So they did find the Phoenix. Pretty easy for them here to... I'm gonna get him to try to tap out, and then I'm gonna Ashiok. I gotta go for this now. If they have Spell Pierce, they have Spell Pierce. Okay, all three need to be gas. I mean, that's... You gotta take that line, I think. So the line here... I think we Preacher. Because the phoenixes and stuff are all even. They get the phoenixes out, I extinction event, and then I attack in with Preacher. Just been like a little awkward. Getting stuck on lands. If they got the lightning axe, it's bad here. Another bird. Oh, they're gonna get wrecked. So I think the line when I didn't take Treasure Cruise is wrong. I think it's always take Treasure Cruise. That's got to be the approach. For the love of God, give me a land. Ow! How? 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 Ow! 17 cards, 4 lands. So I don't think we want Edict. Literally every answer in the deck in hand and don't try. Hey, Mike. Probably just bring in another Aetherborn, cut the Edict. There you go. Like, that's absurd. I'm sorry. How are we just getting this unlucky? Tap line the hand we needed 2. Thoughtseize on 1, play Hearse. Have go blank. Go back the Edict, this. Deal with Ledger Shredder. GG's. They have access to negate. We don't care about the Shredder. I guess Picklock is kind of annoying, but I think negate's the one we want to hit. Ready to never draw. Tell me that Spell Pierce. Gonna lose my shit. Never draw 3rd land. Thank you. Okay, so they could get Brazen back. So Brazen's notable because on the turns it can bounce. We also have to just be mindful of their count for Treasure Cruise. So they've been a land. This is awkward because I can't kill this and do that, so they just do this. Like, not drawing lines is actively tilting. Probably should have just killed this now because they get the trigger. So let them resolve this first. They get to get a card in hand. Please give me a land. 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 Thank you. So they could technically treasure cruise here. Creature's nice. I guess like I don't want to just keep holding up the end. This might just be flash in Brazen Borrower. Try to race, but we're gaining life. They're also at 12 minutes here. So they had the Spell Pierce, one's down. Picklock. Keep eating away here. Mine's not bad. We'll do this on end step. They didn't hit a land, so they have a Phoenix in hand and a couple draw spells. How many Spell Pierce do we need to play around? They have one more Spell Pierce, 3 more Lightning Axe. That's nice. Just another way that's like hard for them to deal with. And I can gain and drain. So we do want to leave creatures out now, so it's something to note. We did eat away at a lot of their creatures. Okay, they just want to race. Well, that is a big bird. Big Daddy Alcazats from the top rope. So this is going to make them spin their wheels a bit. That's 4. You'll love to see it, folks. Alright, let's tweak this. Like the shell. We do need some card advantage. Alright, and Lily we trust. Get you up here. So we don't want Meat Hook. We do want Bank Buster main. And we want another extinction event in the side. So like we have Path versus the aggro decks with extinction event. We got a whole bunch of like situational removal. Ashiok could come in against control along with more discards. So I think we're good here. We might want one more hive. That's gonna hurt us more than it's gonna benefit us, I think. Can we get away with just like what other black utility lines are there? Ooh, Myrex. Myrex could be cool. Run it like that. Let's try this one. No, the problem with Mutavault is it doesn't tap or invoke Despair. What we should check, there was a bunch of good cards that came from Outlaws since we did this. There's like Tiny Bones, Shoot the Sheriff, I don't think we want. We could go like Bronco. Bronco could be sick here. There's Karavek. I'm a little concerned with taking damage. There's Gissa. There's Hostile Investigator. Is this a Bronco deck? I think we're more controlling, right? Let's try one Karavek. My only concern is like Bronco, we don't have many twos, and if our threes, the format's pretty aggressive. There's just like a high likelihood, and our threes don't really crew it. So Aetherborn doesn't crew it, as well as our vampire, our 3-drop vampire. Rage. Eat away something at their hand, try to get this preacher to do something. Good if they maul. Control Andy. I basically want them to spend Verdict to get rid of Preacher, because then I also get an attack step. They also have one land. I think they're just trying to get information from us. Okay, so Bankbuster, Go Blank, Duress. I'm just gonna add in Ashiok, but I don't think we play Ashiok. Fatal pushes out. Like invokes. Like edicts. I don't mind Bitter Triumph, especially if they just have situational creatures. Maybe we trim on one of those, just get rid of maybe. Sorry, I was sticking out the duck. I like the end to take out win conditions, so let's do it like this. Like, I could understand not wanting to mulligan lower. I think we're gonna mull this hand. Oh my god, now it's our turn. I think we get rid of Containment Priest here. So they think we're the Vampires deck, which is really sweet. So they brought an unplayable card again. I'm just doing this because I don't have removal. I just need a land. Land, we stick Liliana. They're eating at their hand. I'm doing this because I want them to get Lost My Aetherborn. I could have crewed. Oh, actually, I can't. This is 3 to crew. They're hovering. They're deciding if they want to kill this Aetherborn. We got him. Okay, so they had the No More Lies. So we're both top decking. They need to deal with my Myrex. But they did find their creature land. I'm gonna force their mana here. I'm gonna attack with Bankbuster. If the last card in their hand's Wandering Emperor, they get me. But either this forces them to use Castle Ardenvale to block here. Which is fine. So they're gonna Memory Deluge here. I think we're just gonna do this. Last turn. So for a multi 5, yeah, you can't really do it in Explore. It's more of a historic or like timeless. You need Retrofitter Foundry, stuff like that. Too slow in this format. It's the one I was playing, the Tarka one. Basically, no Wizard's Lightning, no Gitsu Lava Runner. We were doing really well with it, but recently it's kind of fallen off. There's a lot more mono red, and it's bad into mono red. They just have more burn. I guess I should have kept Myrex open, just to make a token. Guess I'm Takanumaing here. That was kind of dumb. Oh, just really not drawing anything. So we'll get rid of this. They'll likely hit my Myrex. It's all on my untap profile, girl. You can check it out there. Okay, so they're drawing. They deduce again. Okay, so I can do this. Sure. I'm having 3 Field of Ruins is going to blow up all my utility lines, but they're kind of spinning their wheels right now. Let's cash this in. I think we'll take a Trespasser. Okay, well, did not expect that. We no longer want the Trespasser. That works. Okay. So we got them there. Buys us a bit of time. We are on a multi-5 this game. So we've been able to grind them out quite a bit. Trying to take them off utility lands. We get in the rope, folks. Get in the rope. They're in the tank, or they disconnected, or they're salty. All that and more. I don't know if this is me, so I'm gonna just restart. Just in case. To fairy. I don't think Ashiok does anything. Jeez, second Typhoon. In that case... that was us, so good thing we logged back in. Okay, if they have the sharks, we might want to switch it up a bit. We've probably lost this. Like, mulling to 5, we're starting to see the accrued value come down. Might have been right just to start making Myrex tokens, but they've had some well-timed sharks. You actually don't see too much shark. Okay, so they have their win condition now. And notably, they can untap it with Teferi, which makes it worse. Field of Ruins, pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Invoke Despair. Too far behind. Once they have Teferi and Hall and that, just a matter of time. Go Bitter Triumphs. Take out the Karavak. I mean, they don't really have an answer to Sheoldred. They have a gap of Get Loss. No Ashiok. Doesn't do enough. Too many turns just not drawing action. Like, if we draw and invoke any of those turns when they're kind of down and out. But once Teferi comes out, they might change their boarding now. Yeah, so they're both Slickshot decks. The difference is the non-Wizards one's not playing Gitu Lava Runner and Wizard's Lightning. Instead, it's playing Atarka's Command. So 2 Atarka's Command, 2 Case, the red case, and 2 Bone Crusher Giants. And then it plays 2 Witchfencher's Stocky main. The rest of the deck's the same. So the thing is, because there's an increase in the number of red decks, I'll show after this game so you can see. There's more red decks going around, like the red base burn decks. They have access to more burn, and it also on the draw, if they go Kumano into one of their like creatures, it has 3 toughness. You actually can't kill it other than Witchstalker Frenzy. Keep this. No discard, but I'm testing between the two. So I was all about the non-wizards, but it's become recently like more troublesome playing that one. I'm gonna do this next turn because then I can play around a No More Lies for the Thoughtseize. I actually shouldn't show all my utility lines. The red-green wizards, I think, is better suited right now. I'm just, like, we had some weird games. We had 17 cards drawn, 2 lands, which wasn't going to do anything for us. Yeah, that's how I felt with Phoenix myself. Like, I know it's a good deck, but I just wasn't vibing with it. So I'm probably going to do this and then play out the Aetherborn. So they have access to Farewell, No More Lies, Temporary Lockdown, March of the Otherworldly Light. All of these kind of suck. So let's do this. Them keeping in temp lockdown's an interesting one. So we're just gonna be playing around like their stuff at this point. That's fine. We got a ton of lines. Patience. Like here, they can't... No More Lies. So they're gonna temp lock down. And play Preacher. So we're just gonna keep 1-for-1ing them. We know they have the Farewell, but the Farewell... Phoenix is a deck that feels like when your opponent's playing it, they're hitting on all cylinders. When you play it, it's just... Your Phoenix are always in the bottom portion of your deck. I'll just keep drawing cards. My Rex is sick. So they can deluge from their graveyard. We're just going to keep playing around this, make this appear. Like, we can see face up what they have. I'm largely, like, jaded from this format. I can't wait for Modern Horizons. I just find, like, the power level so weird in this format. There's such a play-draw dependency, and so many of the decks, they snowball, but they don't have, like, catch-up. This is good because it puts on enough pressure that they might have to use their Farewell on it. And if they Farewell basically a 3-drop, it's pretty good for us. They also can't touch graveyards here. Their Triumph's nice. Again, no kind of rush here. I could keep making tokens. In a pinch, I can draw a card. We also have Takanuma available. So if they sweep, I just get it back with Takanuma. They play a utility land, I can blow it up. Don't really want to draw a card right now because it's going to do 6 damage to me. Okay, so we're definitely blowing up that castle. Sure. Because I know they have the No More Lies, I do give them 2 mana, so it opens them up to 3 mana counters. But I think that's fine. It's just like that's a counter to my Myrex. Well, it's 5 mana. Duress is nice. What you got? What you working with? Jose, thank you for the sub. Okay, so they veto there. That's nice. Just Breacher here. I think this turn I will draw a card. Oh, why did it tap my Myrex? No! Okay, we gotta be mindful of that. Fine. They Teferi. I Bitter Triumph. Like we drew it up, right? I think we gotta kill Narset. Just because I want to keep drawing cards. I guess we could play Takanuma and then just draw with Castle. Kind of the same. Okay, bro, go. Show me your secrets. Double Shark, Wandering Emperor. honestly okay. We know they have the No More Lies. They might be going for the hard cast shark angle. Find the sweeper. They whiffed! They whiffed. Death Touch plays nice into the sharks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they could hold up, make this appear. This is kind of annoying. We need to hit our other invokes. I'll throw Gifted into Narset. Lily's nice. I guess I could have tried to invoke there. Maybe that was right, because then I got the card draw. Because I can't Lily here. That was a mistake. I should have invoked here, because I would have got the card draw. We might just see Shark from them. And they might just eat a Myrex token. So I can invoke Despair, but I think we're just gonna Liliana. I don't want to let this Aetherborn out yet until they sweep. We definitely want to play a second Myrex, I think, in the deck. Yeah, I guess didn't make too much, because the order, it's... They sack a creature, which they didn't have. We wouldn't have drawn the card. It would have drained them. Pretty interesting game. Oh my god. Go! They are tanking hard. They're probably trying to find a Wandering Emperor. Should be lethal. We're close to it. Trying to get them to tap out here. They could have veto. Stop trying. To tap me out. Called the veto. Let them attack with that if they want. Keeping Lily alive is good. I don't think we want Karabek. I think we want probably move the Bankbuster to the main, move, and then put a third Liliana in the side, I think. I think we definitely want the Bankbusters. Pyrex is just put on pressure. Multiple spells here. Just activate here. Cycle 1. Got him. Got him. I felt solid. Okay, so I think after the games, I think we might want the Cling back, actually. It gains us life. It's reasonable against Phoenix. Or do we just want, like, the other Bankbuster? Like, this is bad against... But, like, we're 1-for-1ing. I guess we draw cards from this. We draw cards from our lands. Life could be important. And we wanted one more Myrek. All right. Thank you, thank you. I am going to take off. We got a lot of games in today. A lot of bad, some good, but got a better idea for the format, seeing where we're at. There's a lot of the VOD if you missed any. We did another like 3 hours earlier, so like 6 hours of content. We're going to take a break. See you for Modern.